It's Friday, guys, but on the $100 MBA show, it's Free Ride Friday, where we give away a free lifetime membership to the $100 MBA Training and Community. That's over 180 video lessons, interviews with experts, workbooks, a great community, a whole lot more. It's our way to say thank you for showing your love and your support by leaving us an iTunes rating and a review. If you want to win a lifetime membership, just leave us an iTunes rating and a review, and you can win next week. All right, guys, let's jump into today's episode. Welcome to the $100 MBA show. Whether you're going for a walk or going on a road trip, we're here for you every single day with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And in today's lesson, you will learn the 5 lessons I learned from being on stage 11 times this year. These are 5 things I learned by being on stage that I wish somebody told me beforehand. These lessons really changed my mindset and the way I see public speaking. This is applicable if you're going to be speaking to a small group of 30 people or 3,000, or if you're doing it from home on a webinar. I guarantee that at least one of these lessons is going to change the game for you, and you'll be a whole lot more effective when it comes to addressing an audience. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA show is sponsored by Braintree. Looking to set up payments for your business? Braintree gives your app or website a payment solution that accepts just about every payment method with one simple integration. Who doesn't like simple? Plus, they'll give you your first $50,000 in transactions completely fee-free. That's amazing. To learn more, visit BraintreePayments.com/MBA. Again, that's BraintreePayments.com/MBA. At the start of 2015, I made a committed effort to get on stage more. I wanted to spread our message of the $100 MBA and Webinar Ninja a little bit more and refine my craft as a communicator on stage. I'm sharing this with you because I actually worked hard to get on stage 11 times. Yes, many times I got invited to speak at the event, but that didn't happen automatically. I actually really hustled hard to get a few really important gigs at the start. And I learned a lot of great things along the way. And I spoke to a lot of different audiences. I spoke to some local users of HubSpot here in San Diego. I spoke to high-end coaches. I spoke at the largest Army base in America, Fort Hood, and spoke to our men and women in the service. So what I want to do today is share with you the top 5 things that I got out of those experiences. And I'm going to take these 5 things and make sure I'm reminded of them every single time I speak at an event, because they're critical to success. And I want to pass them on to you today. So let me start with number 1. Number 1, the first thing on the top of the list, and it's on the top of the list for a reason, because it's so important. Number 1 is rehearsal is your best friend. You see, a lot of us, we think, I know my content. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for years. I don't need to rehearse. I'll just go over a few minutes before the actual speech or maybe the day before. The thing is that the reason why you have to rehearse is not so you know the information. It's so you know how to deliver it. If it was about knowing something, then every great movie would be a documentary. But the reason why they hire actors is because they know how to deliver the story. They know how to deliver the lines properly so they can tell the story properly. Now, I'm not saying you should be an actor, but you do need to rehearse. You do need to actually get up on your feet and do your speech as if you're in front of a crowd. Preferably, if you can get some friends in front of you, that'd be great. But if you can't, you should at least go through the motions and know where you're standing, know where you're going, know how you're going to deliver your actual speech. I recommend you rehearse at least 5 times. Get on your feet and go through the whole speech at least 5 times. Every time I've done this, every time I've rehearsed my speech at least 5 times, I've nailed it and I've done a great job. And when I say nailed it, many times I'm told I was the best speaker at the event. Now, I don't say that to beat on my own chest. I'm saying that to show you that rehearsal works, guys. So make sure you rehearse your speech before you get on the stage. All right, takeaway or lesson number 2, know your audience well. Now, I mentioned I spoke at the largest Army base in America, Fort Hood. And before I had to speak in front of those men and women, I needed to know them a little bit. And in this case, it was a bit of a challenge because I don't know anything about the military. Like, nobody in my family has gone to the military in America. I only have a couple of friends that are ex-military. I had no inclination to go to the military when I was younger. I have a lot of respect for what they do and the skills they possess, but I don't know them. I don't know how to address them. I don't know how to actually craft a great speech for them. So I connect with them on a greater level. So luckily, the organization that was putting together this event This organization is called American Dream U. So huge shout out to Phil Randazzo, great entrepreneur and philanthropist. They had the speakers come out to the base a couple days before we had to deliver our speeches. And I got a chance to get to know these soldiers. They actually took me through their training and their typical day on the base. I had side conversations. I had lunch with them. I got to know them a little bit on a personal level. And I realized they have a lot of great transferable skills when it comes to entrepreneurship. They're disciplined. They get up early. They know how to focus. There's so many things that they can use. But one of the biggest things I learned is that they don't even see it. They don't see that these things are special because everybody else around them in the military are doing the same thing. But the thing is that they're going to transition out of the military one day. And the reason why I was speaking to them was to help them out with that transition into entrepreneurship possibly. And once they are a civilian again, they will be special because not everybody does what they do or has that skill set or has those habits. So getting to know the audience really, really helped me. And I was able to modify my speech so my speech would resonate a whole lot stronger with them. So knowing your actual audience before you get on stage really helps. Even if that means just joining the Facebook group of that audience. A lot of these organizations, they have a Facebook group, and you can get to know them, ask them questions, see the conversations they're having. You can even have an inside joke going on in your speech, something that they all know about, something that they mention in their group all the time. Making that effort is going to make a difference. All right, lesson number 3 that I learned being on stage 11 times this year is create an experience and not a lesson. Now, this is something I really had to work hard on because it was very difficult for me because a lot of you know that I've been an educator for 15 years. I was a high school teacher, I was a university teacher, and the way I was speaking on stage was how I would teach a lesson in a classroom. But people don't go to events and watch people on stage to learn a lesson. Yes, they want to learn something, they want to get some takeaways. The content's important, but they want to have an experience, they want to have a good time, they want to feel good. And if you're just focusing on content, you're going to miss out on delivering an experience. And I really learned really quick that an experience is more important. They'll remember the content when they have a good experience. So I had to modify the way I deliver my speeches. You know, I mentioned many times on the show Michael Port and Amy Mead from HeroPublicSpeaking.com, and they're Nicole and I's speaking mentors, and they've really helped us with this. Because at the end of the day, when you're on stage, people want to see a performance. It doesn't mean you have to be a comedian. It doesn't mean you have to be dancing around stage. It does mean, though, you have to be memorable. You have to be effective. You have to be engaging. And you can't overwhelm them with a whole bunch of information. Many times, 2 or 3 great insights in a speech delivered well is really a lot more effective. All right, lesson number 4. Be valuable off the stage. The reason why you got asked to speak on stage is probably because you're a good public speaker, but also because you're a leader in your market. People want to get to know you. And if you take the time to speak to the people at the event, the attendees, before and after your speech, you're really going to add value to the actual event. And when the attendees take their survey, they're going to remember it. And you're going to hear from the event organizers that you are a great value to the actual event and not just on stage. Plus, these are the people that love you. These are the people that are going to be subscribers to your email list. Those are buy your products. Those are going to be customers for life. Why not mingle with them? Why not answer their questions after your speech? Why not find out how you can help before your speech? So make sure you're valuable off the stage as well. Don't make the mistake of just hanging around in your hotel room until it's time to speak. Enjoy the experience, enjoy the event, and get to know the people that have come to see you. It'll be a really rewarding experience for both them and you. Guys, I got one more lesson I want to share with you from being on stage 11 times this year. But before that, I want to give love to today's sponsor, Servata. Guys, I want to tell you about Servata, a rapidly growing startup that has reinvented how you get consumer research for every decision. Testing creative, measuring demand for new products, tracking consumer trends, and more. Imagine you're debating a colleague about which logo to pick for a new product or discussing a consumer trend. They'll go with gut feel, while you'll use Servata to ask hundreds of highly targeted consumers overnight to give you hard data for your decision. Servata's secret is a brand new tech that collects respondents via the scale of the web, as opposed to slow and old-fashioned panels. And the best part is, as a $100 MBA listener, you get to name your own discount. Servata will match the respondents you purchase at no cost, with no limit. Need to reach 200 millennial females in Florida? You'll get 400 for the same price. 2,000 baby boomers in the Midwest? You'll get 4,000. All of you have a decision this week that requires reliable data, so why wait? To redeem this offer, visit Servata.com/MBA. That's SURVATA.com/MBA. All right, the 5th and final lesson I want to share with you from being on stage 11 times this year, it's quite simple. take it seriously. It's an honor for you to be on stage. It's an honor to be asked to be an authority. Don't take it lightly. Don't just rock up to the actual event and then wing it. Take advantage of this. You have an opportunity here to really shine. Take some of the advice that I shared today and implement it. Be as helpful as you can in terms of making the event successful. Take the time to see how you can add as much value as possible to your actual audience. When I did my first few speaking engagements this year, I took it really, really seriously. And because I did, I really nailed it. And I was asked to speak at many different events throughout the year. Incredible opportunities open up, and it really affects the growth of your message and brand. So if you're planning to get on stage and make it part of your business, part of your marketing, then take it seriously. Learn how you can become a better public speaker. Try to get on stage more so you can get as much practice as possible. And really refine your message so when you're on the stage, you're concise, you're brief, and you communicate clearly to your audience. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson. But today's episode is not over because it's Free Ride Friday, and I got to give away a free ride to the $100 MBA Training and Community. Let's see who won this week's free ride. And the winner is Mighty Momo. Mighty Momo says, short and sweet, 5 stars. I love these short and sweet daily business lessons. Not only are they insightful and helpful, they communicate a real can-do philosophy. It takes the mystery and fear out of becoming an entrepreneur without overwhelming you. This is how I start my mornings and take baby steps to build my dream. Thank you so much, Mighty Momo, for that review. And congratulations, you are now part of the $100 MBA. Your mission is to email us at contact@100mba.net so we can hook you up with a free ride to the $100 MBA Training Community. That's a lifetime membership to over 180 video lessons, a great community, workbooks, a whole lot more. Guys, if you want to win a free ride, just leave us an iTunes rating and review. Every Friday we do this draw. And next Friday, you can win. If you want to learn how to leave us an iTunes rating and review, just go to 100mba.net/show. On the bottom of the page, all the instructions are right there. Or if you're on your iPhone, just click on the cover art and you'll see a link that says give us a rating and a review. Click on that link and the rest is super easy. All right, guys, that's it for me today. But before I go, I want to leave you with this. The reason why I say take it seriously is because public speaking is a huge amount of investment. A lot of people don't realize how much time it takes for you to actually go to an event. First of all, you got that time to prepare your actual speech and rehearse it and get ready. And then the travel. Unless you're doing a local event, there's a lot of travel involved. Getting to the airport, flying out. You got to get there a little early so you're not actually just flying right into the speech. Usually these events are more than one day. They're like 3 or 4 days. Then you got to fly back and recover. So sometimes it takes a whole week out of your whole schedule. So you want to capitalize on that investment of time. Make sure that you nail it. Make sure that you're as much value as possible to that audience. You want to make sure that investment is worth your while. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's episode, Q&A Weekends. I'll see you then. Take care.